Yeah, this game is so much better than Pokemon Blue. I mean, hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to part 30 of my playthrough for Pokemon Blue. In the last episode, we were playing some Super NES, and in this episode, that's all we're going to be doing. Now, it's actually kind of funny because I actually never... Oh man, playtime's over. Oh man. I actually never owned a Super NES, which is pretty funny because I didn't even know about it for the longest time, and then it's just kind of interesting. Kind of a console I sort of missed out on. Some really good games on that console. And I think it's... I always found it fitting in the Pokemon games, how when you start, you always have a game console. Here it's a Super NES, then I think it's an N64 in the next one, and then it's a GameCube, and etc, etc. I think that's pretty cool. Always like that touch. It's nice. Kind of like a tradition, sort of. But in all seriousness, in the last episode, we actually came full circle. We're back in Pallet Town. And that, like I said in the last episode, I kept going on about that, but I really think it's cool how the whole thing, your whole journey loops around back here. Right before the end, so it's kind of nice. You don't forget kind of where you were. I mean, you can backtrack and go the other way, but it just takes longer, and it's nice to come through your town. And we visited Professor Oak, who I don't believe we talked to his aides, so we're going to go ahead and do that. I study Pokemon as a Pokemon Professor Aide. Yay, that must be fun. Yeah, blah. Oh, man, copy and paste text, lazy. Professor Oak is authority on Pokemon. Many Pokemon trainers hold him in high regards. I do too. To me, I mean, I like all the other professors too, but Oak was always, you know, he was the original. Professor Oak was the badass. I like Oak. I love him in the anime. I love him in this game. I think he's the original. He's cool. Now, something I should do that I should have done in episode 1 is if you come back to your rival's house and talk to your rival's sister, Grandpa asked you to run an errand? Yeah, like, I don't know, like 25 parts or something ago. To run an errand? Here, this will help you. And we get the town map, the very first item you should get in the beginning of the game, and I did pick it up. And the town map is actually mildly useful, especially when you're doing a playthrough and trying to just point things out to people. What? How is the secret key in my inventory? What? I deposited that. That's scary. After watching all this, like, creepypasta Pokemon-related stories lately, that's scary. But the town map is actually essentially the fly map, and except, you know, you just can't fly, and it shows you all the little in-between places that you can't fly to, like Diglett's Cave, Route 3. It actually shows you everything, so if you really wanted to brush up on where you are, or if I ever refer to like a route or something you don't know where I am, you can always check it up here. And like I said, I think it's really cool how we kind of went all the way around and now we're back in Pallet. And only now are we getting the first map. But honestly, like, if you don't know what like creepypasta stuff is, I just recommend stopping this video now and going up and searching like Pokemon creepypasta. Some of that stuff is pretty scary. I mean, I don't scare easy too, and it doesn't really scare me, but you know, I think it's pretty cool. Alright, can we get through this grass without... Okay. And it is just so crazy coming back here for the second time, just coming back again. It's a good feeling, I like it. I'm gonna take my time coming through here. Now, for some of you who maybe are playing the game the first time, or you're an 8-year-old and you haven't really played the game, you might be wondering, huh, so I'm all the way back at the beginning, but I don't have all the badges, so maybe they'll let me into the Pokemon League with just 7? I doubt it. But hey, look, tips, battle moves, we know. I think we got battle moves down now, but I don't think there's actually a sign here, but I do believe this is Viridian City. This should be Viridian City. Yeah, Viridian City. On the road to Viridian City. Okay. Maybe sometime I'll sing, make it real good, but no. And now that we have actually Surf and many other moves, there are some places that we can go that we couldn't go before, just as surfing across here. Awesome, isn't it? We can also use Cut to get here, whatever you prefer. Whew, I must have dozed off in the sun. I had this dream about a drowsy eating my dream. That's scary. What's this? Where did this TM come from? This is spooky. You can take it. No, I don't want it. I don't want it. Like I just said, all that creepypasta stuff, get me out of here. So, if you couldn't guess, TM42 undoubtedly contains Dream Eater. If Steve hadn't just learned Dream Eater, I'd probably teach it to him, but since Steve already knows and I showed it off, we're all good. But you know, I always kind of liked Viridian City. I'm not sure if I ever, the Eternal Green Paradise. I'm not sure if I ever said that when I was here originally, but Viridian City is a pretty cool city. I know I said that, Celadon City was my favorite, but I really do like Viridian City. Now, come to Viridian City. I'm not sure if we actually came in here. We're just exploring because, you know, why not? Whew. I'm trying to memorize all my notes. Yeah, good luck. Okay. Be sure to read the blackboard carefully. Okay. The blackboard describes Pokemon stats changes during battle. Oh my god. And then we can learn about all that, and that's pretty cool. I do like that too. So for the common gamer who would be coming back up here again, just reliving everything like, oh cool, look, we're going back through here, and just checking out some of these people that I don't think we even talked to some of these people the first time around. Talk to this guy. Coming up with nicknames is fun, but hard. Nah, I've seen some pretty cool nicknames out there through Pokemon playthroughs and stuff. Simple names are the easiest to remember. Well, yes, I suppose that's true. Ooh, look, no, or a clipboard. Sparrow. Name Sperry? Is that what it said? Sperry. Yes, very, very clever. I think my team names came out pretty good. I liked holding the, not really competition, but having everyone, suggest their own stuff. But I thought it was a really good turnout. I think the names are very fitting. When I go to the shop in Pewter City, I have to take the winding trail in the Viridian Forest. Ah, the Viridian Forest. You almost want to go back in there again, don't you? Old man. Ah, I've had my coffee. Now I feel great. Sure, you can go through. Are you in a hurry? Yes. Time is money. Go along then. Pretty cool. And so coming full circle, it's pretty cool that if you've been paying attention to the game or etc., that there are quite a few things you can do now come back around. Which I really like because it's kind of sad when a game has a good design and then you go through it and there's kind of nothing to go back and do. I always liked it when games have some incentive to go back and backtrack where you used to be that you couldn't do before that you can do now. Some people hate it not being able to get to something, but I like it being able to come back to an area I used to be and unlock or get to a secret that I previously saw. Like, oh, I want that, but now I can have it. Now I feel accomplished. Okay, so, well, I guess we'll take a quick stop at the Pokemon Center. Going back to the Pokemon Mart, it's funny because when you're going back like this, a lot of the Pokemon are lower level, a lot of the Marts aren't really up to date with what you could be, you could be buying. You're way beyond that kind of level now. But I'm going to real quick just switch around my Pokemon. Okay, and I went ahead and switched out Tetra for Slave, who we haven't seen in a while. We kind of miss Slave, right? But we need his Power of Cut. And I thought I'd put Tetra in because she is actually the highest level on my team right now, so she could take a rest. She could take a little rest. Now, going back through this, truth be told, for those who would go looking around, or maybe remember from a while ago, there is a gym in Viridian City Pokemon Gym, that we could not go to when we were first here at the very beginning of our Pokemon journey. And now, if we talk to this guy, Viridian Gym Leader has returned. It does sound promising, and we could enter the Viridian City Gym now. But I have a couple problems with that. One, we just came from Cinnabar. If you think about all the other gyms, we had to go to the gym, train up, fight the gym leader. It was a good battle. And then there was, something in between, going through Mount Moon or going through another town, a forest, what have you. And unfortunately, there really isn't that much in between Cinnabar Gym and Viridian City Gym, between the 7th and 8th badge. There was actually planned to be something between these two gyms to occupy the player and keep the game a little bit longer, but it was cut out due to space. So, yes, I could go to Viridian City Gym now, we could take on the gym leader, but there are a lot of other things we can actually do. Most of them are, well, actually all of them are actually optional, but I want to show them off because I really like it and it also gives us something to do in between. I always thought this was a good time to do these things in between because we just came from a gym, you know what I mean? We need some rest. And now with all the HMs, Cut, Fly, and Surf, which are, when I think about it, they're kind of like almost like your items that you get in Zelda, just comparing it. Now that you have those, you can actually go back and check other things. Oh, we could have just walked around there to begin with. It's funny, though. But there are a couple areas around, if you've remembered or been paying attention or want to re-explore, that you can cut, surf, fly to. So we're going to be doing just that, and who knows where it'll take us, how long it'll be. I'm in no rush. So the first place, actually, you might remember, we actually came over here, came through, used cut already. That was just one of the areas, and now would be a good time to come and loop around if you haven't been here yet. It would be a good time to come and loop around. We, however, are going to fly over to Pewter City. Back in Pewter City. And I like Pewter City, too. It always, because it was the starting city, it seems to kind of glow higher in my mind. Glow higher. Something like that doesn't sound right. Now, we actually explored everything in Pewter City when we were here, for the most part. Except, at the time, we didn't have Cut. Now that we have Cut, you do the honors, slave. We can actually come to this little building back here. And this building drove me nuts as a kid. I remember wondering how to get to this, how would I get here, and finally when I did, it was great. We are proud of 2 fossils of very rare, prehistoric Pokemon. Yay! You can't sneak in the back way. Oh, whatever. Do you know what an Ember is? I just thought he gives up just like, oh, whatever. You can't come in the back. I do. There's the lab somewhere trying to resurrect ancient Pokemon from an Ember. That sounds intriguing. Maybe we have been to such a place. Shh! I think that this is a chunk of an ember, contains Pokemon DNA. It would be great if Pokemon could be resurrected from it. But my colleagues just ignore me, so I have a favor to ask. Take this to a Pokemon lab and get it examined. We received an old ember! Awesome! I'm glad people just trust us. Maybe because we look charming. Like a 10-year-old, we just look cute, we just look trustable. I could see that. And now we actually have a reason to go back to Cinnabar Island one last time. For old time's sake. So, crazy story. Would you guys believe it if I told you it's been a couple months since the last sentence I spoke in the video? Yeah, true story. True story. But yeah, I mean, I didn't need to point that out to you guys, but just thought I would. Just because one of these times I've always wanted to be like, hey, you know, it's like 2 million years have passed or something like that. But disregarding that completely, that it's been like months since I played this game, I'm gonna keep going like nothing changed. Just pretend I've been playing all right along. But so we picked up that old ember, which is actually a pretty cool little, well, it's a secret. I mean, like if you came to Pewter City, most people would forget. That's what I was saying about like not even that long ago. Well, you know what I mean. When you come up and over here, you can see this and you're like, oh man, I want to get to that. How do I get to that? And then you finally come back. At least I did when I was, like 8 years old playing the game for the first time. And it was always one of the coolest things in video games to me to be like, oh, now I can come back to like level 1 and get this because I couldn't get it before. I really enjoyed stuff like that. It always kind of made my day. So, now that we have the old ember, I think we got a pretty good idea where to take that. We might have just done something like that, resurrecting Pokemon. We do this every day, bringing ancient 1,000-year-old fossils back to life. Head over to Cinnabar, but I think on our route to our actual destination, I do have an actual destination right over here that you can see. The power plant. Ooh, what is this mysterious, spooky place? Honestly, when I played through the first game, when I played through the game the first couple of times, I never even knew this area was over here. I mean, I never even considered it. When I go over and show it, we'll do it probably next episode. We'll get there. I will go on in depth about how I thought that area was so cool because it was like a whole area. Imagine playing a game when you were 8 and then coming back when you were like 15 and finding a brand new area. Like, that's pretty cool that you didn't even know was there. But for this particular second, I think we will get on our legendary flying Pokemon and we'll fly over back to... God, the controls so bad. Yeah, Cinnabar, okay. You think it'd just be as easy as pressing down twice to get to Cinnabar? For some reason, it's not like that. I don't really understand how that all works. But hey, back on Cinnabar. Feels like it was just yesterday, even though it was, a while ago. Which is just, I feel so bad about it, about this playthrough. Oh, going the wrong way already. See, that's how it shows. This is easily, hands down, a playthrough I've been doing that's been going on and off. And I feel terrible about it because I feel like to say it one more time, Pokemon Blue is one of my favorite games of all time. Seriously, one of my favorite games. And I feel so bad that Let's Play, I kind of regard Let's Plays as something that I do as like justice to a game. Like sharing my experience and stuff, and I feel like this kind of got screwed over a little bit, but we're gonna do this. We're gonna revive a Pokemon. Hi, who says hi like that? I'm an important doctor, we know, we were just here. You have a fossil? Actually, it's an ember, but Yeah, here, old ember. Oh, that's an old ember. Ember, you know what I mean. It is a fossil of an Aerodactyl. A Pokemon that is already extinct, yet we can just bring it back to life. How great is that? Can you believe a 10-year-old boy is going around running little simple errands for people? Like, imagine if in real life we could bring, like, the dodo birds back or something. Would you trust that to a 10-year-old kid to fly across the world on the back of a bird to bring that to somewhere to resurrect it? You know what I mean? Like, I love the world of Pokemon for that very reason. This machine will make it alive again. Like, what if we said no? Like, I want it to stay extinct. Yes. And let's just say this for a second. Extinct Aerodactyl. Remember that. Aerodactyl is extinct. There are no more. Just remember that for later on. So, okay, yep, take this. Hand over the very valuable ember that we could get a lot of money off of. Go for a little walk. Oh, I will. I will go for a little walk across the world. Because, that's what 10-year-olds do. So we'll drop the ember off there for now, and we'll come back when our crazy side journey is done. Like I said, what we're going to be doing in the next episode isn't actually part of the main story or main quest, so you could finish the game like I did the first couple times without even knowing this existed. Going back through all these other areas, it's a part of the game. I think it's a good time to do it because, like I said, between these two gyms, there's nothing in between. There was supposed to be something, but it ended up not being anything, so I think it's a good time to do all the little in-between stuff that didn't really fit anywhere else. If you're trying to do things efficiently, which I kind of try to do, but not always. We might get a little sidetracked, and that's really half the fun of doing this whole thing. I mean, you try to have a plan coming to things, but when things go off, like you start doing a playthrough, then you stop for a couple months, then you do a playthrough, and then you stop for a couple months, and then people wonder what you're doing. is it's half the fun of doing this. But this episode's coming to a close, and for now, I'm gonna end things off here. And in the next episode, we'll pick it back off and head out to the power plant. So until then, I thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you later.